everyone, we are Geeks Not Nerds. I'm Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
And I'm Lucas.
Hi, Luke.
Hey!
Luke is a good friend of ours. He's a comedian who does comedian-y things. And he's
stand-up comedy.
Yes, indeed. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of the technical term. Anyway, Luke is a good friend of Vince's from way back, and I kind of sort of like him too. And so we have
Luke and I have been in an improv troupe before with each other.
And we've done some theater productions as well.
It's true.
And Luke, are you doing...
It's very funny, The Cherry Orchard.
You're doing quite a bit of comedy in Kansas City right now, right?
Yeah, actually, last night I did a stand-up routine over at Stanford.
How often do you do that?
Well, aside from this past semester, I normally do it about once a month. I come up here to Kansas City and do, like a quick 5-minute open mic thing, and then sometimes I'll be asked to open up for some comedians that are coming through town. Like I opened up for Jeff Richards. He was on Saturday Night Live. He did like Drunk Girl, Burt Bacharach, David Letterman, and a bunch of different characters on SNL during the early 2000s. And I've opened up for some other comedians, and I've been doing it 2.5 years now. It's been a lot of fun.
So Luke's here to talk to us, or talk with us about a topic that has nothing to do with that, and and today's topic comes...
It's all conjecture.
Today's topic comes from Bartman19901, who asks, do you enjoy a movie or TV series more if you own it on DVD? That's the question. We're going to try to answer that as best as we can in 10 minutes. So, putting 10 minutes on the clock, and Vince, why don't you start us off?
It depends, really, because it depends
it's
on what
another one of those, is it?
It depends on whether or not I really want to binge watch everything, or if it's something that I need to take some time to think about. I feel like I might enjoy The Walking Dead a little bit more if I watch it whenever it comes out. But for something like Castle, I just want to binge watch it. I just want to sit down and watch it all at once and be like, oh, he's so funny! And that's about as much as I got right now. What do you think, Kev?
For me, I'm like you. It kind of depends on the show, although I find that if I like a show well enough, I seem to, even if I'm watching it episodically while it's on, I seem to end up getting it. You know what I mean? Either getting it or watching it on Netflix if it's on Netflix, so I have a difficult time, separating those two things, because it seems more like, I'm not sure I like it more if I own it. I think if I like it enough to watch it week to week, I like it enough to binge watch it. But there are some exceptions. Like, I'm not sure that I would have gotten into Lost real hard had I not started with it on DVD, for instance. Because I wasn't watching that when it was on. At first, a friend of mine let me borrow Season 1 while Season 3 was finishing, and I just watched that like crazy. And it's a show that moves kind of slow, so it's kind of nice to watch it all at once. Plus, trying to keep everything in your head. Why is it, by the way? Let me just ask this question. Why is it that is one of the first shows to wait 6 months between seasons? And it's freaking Lost. I mean, Anyway.
To get into the plot developments, you mean?
Well, yeah, I just mean that you'll be frying your brain trying to remember everything that happens at the end of the season, and then you gotta wait 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, it's a show called Lost. They wouldn't want you to know where you are at any given time.
I always thought that show was about us and not about the people on the island. Yeah.
Well, and that's actually right. I mean, it's a metaphor for how we live our own lives. And that's
I guess it's a metaphor for how we watch television, which they get.
Well, that too. To be fair, that too.
They had good reasons for doing it that way, to start doing the 13-episode seasons, and I'm actually kind of glad that they started shortening the seasons.
It was a mixed blessing.
Well, they were stretching too much in 3. I mean, had 4, 5, and 6 been 3, it would have killed it. I think. But anyway, sorry. Go ahead, Luke.
Back on topic, I think when it comes to the shows that you watch, like you both said, it depends on what the series is. For example, this past summer, a really good buddy of mine got me into the show Breaking Bad, starring Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul. It's a very great show. And he was telling me this summer, he's like, I think you would really like it. It's always head-to-head with Dexter during award seasons. And I remember I watched maybe the first 4 or 5 episodes, and I went out and bought all 3 seasons on DVD. And I got really into it. And I'm kind of like that with a few other shows, like Louie, Parks and Recreation, The Office. There's a select few of those shows that they just seem really good that I know I would never have a problem watching them just any day of the week. So that's my take on it.
I think you guys touched on something that I think is important. Sometimes you will have a show that you could sit down and watch the entirety of like it's supposed to be that way.
Yes.
Like it's a giant movie. So you can... I've been experiencing that with some comic books lately. I sit down, I'm like, man, this is a graphic novel. I don't know why they thought we would ever follow this stuff from month to month.
Yes, absolutely.
But
yeah, I've had that with a lot of TV too.
Yeah.
I think Rucka's Punisher right now is that way. But
yeah, I agree. I've been having a hard time following that. Yeah.
But movies, sometimes I say a movie is more enjoyable on DVD because you don't have to be accountable for being a huge, annoying person. I was going to use some other choice words. In a movie theater when you're talking during it. Some movies are just better if you're enjoying it with your friends. And I still stand by that I do not like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, regardless of who I'm watching it with. But still, hate that movie.
Actually, that's another topic we should handle at some point, which is movies that would have been cool had you seen them without ever hearing anything about them ever.
Yes.
Because Holy Grail has that problem. I mean, like, I couldn't watch that. I mean, I didn't enjoy that movie nearly as much as I would have had I not heard every amusing line of dialogue. It was like seeing a 15-minute trailer that had all the good parts in it.
Yes.
Anyway, but that's
I have the
different
exact same experience, by the way.
with the same movie.
Yes, with Monty
I
Python's
had that with
Holy
other
Grail.
movies,
I can't
too,
watch
but-
it because everybody quotes it. Then the one day I sat down and watched it with a couple people, like, we skimmed through the parts that were supposed to be funny, and I took a nap. So
I should recommend, though, talking about Monty Python, that there is a box set of the best of Monty Python's Flying Circus, which is really good.
yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah, that's not to say I don't like Monty Python, but not the movie.
Yeah. And I've never seen. I've still never seen the other one. What is it? Life of Brian?
Life of
I've
Brian.
not seen
Yeah,
Life of Brian.
I haven't seen that.
And Now for Something Completely Different was pretty good. And now for something completely different.
So, back to the topic that we were actually talking about. Okay, what is it that makes you guys go out and buy a TV show? I mean, like, because the thing is, buying TV shows is a little bit different than buying movies, and maybe not as much as it used to be, because they used to be a lot more expensive.
Yeah.
And a lot of things have gotten far more cheaper as they've been out longer. I don't think that was going to
Especially with
eBay. I saw that look on your face. He was like, I think you should go back and edit that sentence, Cap. but anyway, but yeah. So do you find that, like, if you like a show, you go and buy it, or do you have to, or does it have to be something really specific?
Yeah, it depends on what it is for me. I would say it has to be specific, because I have to have had some emotional connection to whatever it was that I saw. So I went out and bought the first few seasons of Angel because I loved it. Mm-hmm. And I went and bought the first few seasons of Buffy because I loved it. And I will buy The Walking Dead. I bought the first few seasons of SNL. Why? Because these are things that I feel like I need to possess. Now, just because I enjoy a show, that doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. Just because I enjoy a movie doesn't mean I'm going to buy it. Especially with so much instant streaming available now. So, just because it's at my fingertips, I think we've covered this before actually, it's at my fingertips, so I will not buy it. Because I can watch it anytime I want.
Yeah, I've got that with anything on Netflix.
With me, it really depends on how deep the characters hit home to me. Like, if it's Bryan Cranston on Breaking Bad once again, it's chilling delivery on how he's lying to his wife or trying to avoid Gus Frigno, or if it's Nick Offerman playing Ron Swanson on Parks and Recreation, just his really chill but hilarious demeanor on how hugely alpha male he is. Like, it's just something so far from us, but we're able to connect with at the same time. That makes me want to actually get the DVDs of the shows I really like. As a matter of fact, I had the same thing with The Muppet Show. That was the first DVD set I ever got, was seasons 1 through 3 of The Muppet Show.
I could have bet money on that. I was actually going to ask you about Muppet Show, and I could have bet money on that. I still don't have season 3. I don't know how I've missed that, but I still don't have that.
Season 3, what they got, my favorite season of all of them is season 4, but season 3 is my second favorite.
Have they put out 4?
No, but we're
say, I
really
didn't
trying
know it was out
to.
yet.
There's a lot of Muppet fans. I'm a part of several different websites. Muppet Central, ToughPigs.com, and The Muppet Mindset. And all of the fans from all 3 of those places and more are really trying to get seasons 4 and 5 released out on DVD.
Well, that brings up something. I'm going to take the really geeky angle on this and say that a lot of I know that a lot of what gets me to buy box sets is just how much I want to rewatch them over and over again, and how much I want to how much of a knowledge base I want to have on something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like everybody knows how big of a Trekkie I am, and I mean, like, I rewatched that stuff just to keep my knowledge base up. You know what I'm saying? And I was like that, and I've been like that with other things, and that's why I bought Buffy and Angel too, because I mean, like, I like to have a good knowledge base of those shows. In fact, I like those shows well enough. I kind of wish that I knew them well enough to speak episode title with that show, because they've got great episode titles, and I just don't know them like I do Star Trek. But anyway,
that brings a thought to mind. I've
that's
recently
a language episode title, like to speak episode title.
I don't get it, but recently I've had the experience of I go, wow, that's a really good deal for the first 4 seasons of Tales from the Crypt. It's basically $10 a season, and I look at that and I say to myself, I'm never going to watch those more than once. Like, do I really want them in my collection, or would I really rather just borrow them from somebody?
I do the same thing, so.
And also some of it has to do with collections, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm building up my giant superhero movie collection and buy all kinds of stuff that I would never that I would not only watch once, but might never actually want to watch. I mean, there's a lot of horrible things, but I'm building a complete collection, and so I have to get that stuff.
I was going to say that kind of goes a little bit off topic, but like if you're a huge fan of something very specific, again, Muppets. I have a massive Muppet collection.
Oh, there's some bad stuff.
I was going to say, you can't not get like the Muppet Show or like the 3 main Muppet movies. There are some Muppet productions that are worth skipping. I'll be honest.
But I mean, like if you're collecting, are you collecting everything though?
Not everything.
Okay.
I mean,
because if you were collecting everything, you'd have to buy horrible things like Kermit's Swamp Years and stuff like that, which is awful.
I got that one year, and I will say this right now, I took it back.
Did you really?
Just like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm 27, so only a few years ago, yeah. But no, like, I don't get everything. I'm very much a Jim Henson era fan, so from 1990, from like basically the 60s all the way to 1990. But, that's not to say there hasn't been good stuff.
There just hasn't been a lot of good stuff.
Right, well, I mean, the movie that came out, that's been like the big turning point, especially for Muppet fans, because it's a huge shout out to what really got the whole ball rolling on Muppets.
Well, that's going to be our topic this week for the podcast. Luke is going to come back for the podcast. We're going to be talking Muppets, half an hour on the Muppet movie and Muppets in general. And until then, thanks a whole lot for watching. And remember, if there's anything you'd like us to talk about in a future video, you can always leave questions in the comments below or send us a personal message. And if there's anything about this particular topic you want to mention, of course, leave that in the comments as well. And thanks, as always, for watching. Captain Logan.
And I'm Vince.
I'm Lucas, and thank you guys both very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Support your local comic book store, or else.
We'll see you next time. You know what's really fun about singing in the middle? Boosh!